Yo, hey guys, what's up? So I've been playing the alpha. I've been playing a lot of it. I had about 20 hours in. Um, this is like one of the last days I get to play it, and I finally made it to. I did make it to max level. I haven't played it like every single day, but I have played it like every other day. Um, but I made it to max level. This alpha has a lot in it, which other alphas that I've participated in haven't had very much in it. So I was surprised at how much this has in it, and I still have a lot to do. I've been playing Spearmaster. There's other jobs I wanted to play like Berserker and Reaper. I just chose this one first because I don't know. It just looked cool. I like the description of it. I thought it was neat. So right now I'm in one of the in-game dungeons actually, and which is called Chow Prison. I've never done this dungeon before. I've just single pulled these mobs. This is meant for a group, but I can kill a couple of these mobs. I wanted to do a video on Spearmaster because I really enjoy the job, and just to kind of get a first look, my first impressions of the job, like kind of what I figured out kind of as I like went up leveling. So basically, this job's really fun. It's really mobile. It has like a gap closer. You can get like three stacks of this, so it's pretty mobile. It has different pulls, so you can like pull enemies to you. It has DPS buffs, which I am currently in DPS spec right now. I might try switching to tank and seeing if I can like actually live through some of this stuff, but right now I'm in DPS, and this job is pretty fun, but obviously that's biased, subjective. But I think it's pretty fun. It's relatively simple from what I can tell, but it's pretty punishing. So the main idea behind this is these two abilities here. They're just your normal damaging abilities. They're pretty much just auto attacks. You want to buff them as much as possible. So when you use one of these moves, which is keybound to 6, 8, and 9, which is staff strength obstacle, staff strength strategy, and staff strength tremor. These three moves right here, they will change these two into different moves. So this move's called Dragon Tooth, and Black Dragon Cleaver. Now the translation. Now it was a little difficult to figure some of this stuff out because the translation is horrible, but it's supposed to be. Like they told everyone participating in the alpha that, hey man, look, we're sorry about the translation, but just to give you a heads up, it's awful. We're fixing it. Don't worry. So it's just one of those things, man. But basically, so. So the idea is, like I said, you want to use one of these moves to buff one of these moves, and you want to spam it as much as possible. So this Dragon Tooth skill here, it has different variants. So basically, that is a massive wall of text. But basically, what all that says is, if you look at the bottom, it says Northern Lights Flame Spear and Ward Breaker. Okay, well, the one that we're going to be looking at is Northern Light Spear. So Spearmaster is a little unique, which I'm sure the other jobs are too, where you can choose between your tassel setup and your spear setup. So tassel setup is where you take the spear and you hold it into both hands, so it's like you have two whackers or whatever, instead of a spear. And some of your moves will be that way, but I chose spear just because I like spear better. And I was reading some of the descriptions on tassel, and the spear seemed to be higher. I could definitely be wrong. Like I said, this is a first look. So tassel may be busted and I just don't know, but this is, not to like overwhelm myself or anything. Hey, even if it sucks, I'm sticking with it. I want to at least learn how to do something, even if it's bad. So that's why I chose spear. Anyway, so the basic premise from what I've gathered is, like I said, you want to buff these moves as much as possible and spam them as much as possible. There's my DPS meter. All right, so basically the Dragon Tooth is going to go to Northern Light Spear. So the damage difference, as you can see, so Northern Light Spear is going to do 336 per hit versus 100. So this literally does over 3 times as much with each hit. So also these things down here, these well, I'll get to this in a second. So basically you want to spam this as much as possible. So you want to turn your Dragon Tooth into Northern Light Spear Flame or whatever as much as possible. Now this move, Black Dragon Cleaver. Now this is a finisher. The variants of Black Dragon Cleaver. Okay, that's another huge wall of text. Now the translation is horrible, man. You have Dragon Vanquisher, Black Dragon Cleaver, Dragon Soul, Dragon Guide. It's just okay. Basically, this move right here is going to turn into like one of 3 things. It's going to turn into a move where you knock them down because you knocked them up. It's going to turn into a move where you slam them on the ground because they're on the ground. Or it's going to turn into an AoE. One of those. And so let's say that you're fighting an elite monster and you do your knock-up move, which is this right here. So Spearmaster they can knock enemies on the ground, they can knock enemies in the air. And if you knock an enemy in the air, then it'll turn into the aerial move. We'll just call it that. But if you can't knock them in the air, then it just turns into the basic AoE move. So this one knocks them on the ground, and after you use this will turn into the move that you use when they're knocked on the ground. If they cannot be knocked on the ground, then it'll turn into the AoE. So all of your so basically this is the knock up, so it turns this into the knock up. This is the knock down, turns this into the knock down, follow up, and then this one's just the AoE. So you use this and then it turns this into AoE every time. So with all that being said, just to recap, you want to you have like other DPS moves too, like this one. The entire job isn't just based around this, but it mostly is, from what I've gathered. You have this move, which this seems like a PvP move because the damage isn't very high in comparison to the other moves. It reduces the healing effect, and it also slows them. So this is a PvP move probably. This move will knock them down just as a stun. This is an interrupt. So you have a bunch of stuff in your toolkit. This is a CC break. Yeah, but more or less, the idea is, like I said, you want to transform these two into the buff version as much as possible, and you want to cycle through it. So, for example, what I've been doing is I've been doing 6, which is the AoE. So I do this, I do the Northern Light Spear, and then the AoE. Then after this, I do the knockdown, then the Northern Light Spear, then the knockdown. Then I knock him in the air. Then I do the Northern Light Spear, and then the air move. And by the time all that's done, one of these should be close to coming off cooldown. Like the first one you use should be close. Now there's other things you can do, like this move here. This is a raid buff, or I'm sorry, it's called raid. It's a buff for you, but it basically transforms this into Northern Light Spear and then this into the AoE. This is a damage buff. This is a really good defensive. Like holy moly, I'm surprised this is in the game like this, but it reduces damage taken by 70% for 6 seconds, and whenever you get hit, it summons a spirit to perform a counterattack, and it also regenerates 1.5 HP every second. So it's only on 45-second cooldown, so that's crazy. Berserker has one like this, but it's only 50% and it's on a minute. So maybe Berserker gets one later. I'm not sure. I have a level like 14 Berserker. Anyway, so with all this being said, man, the job is, like I said, the job is fun. It's simple but punishing. What I mean punishing is if you do one of your, you do this and it turns it into the AoE. If you do the AoE right after you transform it, you actually lose this transform. So you always want to do the transform move, and then Northern Light Spear, and then the finisher. Then the transform move, the Northern Light Spear, then the finisher. Then the transform move, the Northern Light Spear, then the finisher. Now this is what I've gathered. Now there could definitely be a different and better way to do this, but like I said, this is just a new, fresh look. From what I've gathered on leveling, I've been killing mobs like insanely fast. But I mean, I guess you're supposed to because it's leveling. But this is just what I found. I do plan on playing the beta, and I do plan on playing the actual game when it releases. So I might look back on this video and be like, holy moly, he was so dumb. He has no idea how to play this. And I probably don't. So we'll get to combat here in 1 second. I just kind of wanted to explain that because what you're going to see is you're going to see me using this move and then 4 and then 5 and then this move and then 4 and then 5 and then this move and then 4 and then 5. So basically you can watch my hotbars and these abilities will transform. There are, okay, so real quick I'll go over these astral blessings real quick. So the spear, like I said earlier, the tassel setup and spear setup, I chose spear. These astral blessings basically let you customize some of your abilities and let you buff some of your abilities. But just real quick, so in this, you just get choices basically. So like in this tree, for example, or in this selection, and this is where the the translation is really bad, but it says each use of the ability spear violence or double tassels inflict a stack of heavy bleeding. So what this means is this move right here, staff strength, for some reason it's yeah, but it means this move is going to inflict a heavy bleeding. But the damage from this is not as high as this. Yeah, that's why I chose this. This one is the cooldown of spear. Spear and mountain shaking is reduced by 30%. Yeah, so it's just the amount of damage that you can do with this I have found to just be insanely high. This basically buffs your most used attack by 48%, which is crazy. And then obviously there's a lot of other choices. I won't go too far into it, but you get the idea. So you can kind of customize your character a little bit. So these down here, so you have all your moves and you have your astral blessings, which lets you customize, and then you have these two, which basically these just buff more. So after performing ongoing attack, you are briefly aided by primal heroes. Okay, I have no idea what ongoing attack is. I have no idea. I just picked it because these 4 options are better than this one. At least I think. I have no idea. You know what? Let's just throw that one on. Whatever. I've been using this one. I haven't even noticed it. We'll just use this one, see what happens. So, like I said, the translation is kind of bad, okay? So I've had to use context clues and stuff, but, I've tried my best. But anyway, so it's kind of cool because you can enhance some of your stuff even further. Some of this stuff is really weird, though, like increased damage against monsters with left-handed weapons. That's gotta be a weird translation. Okay, anyway, yeah. So let's. So I'm gonna do a couple things. I'm gonna try to kill a mob or two. Now these guys are really tough. Like I said, the dungeon that I'm in is a max level dungeon, and this is supposed to be with a group. You're not supposed to be in here solo. So, but I can kill these guys if I pull them solo. So, and I wanted to get tanky guys, because right now if I go in the open world, I pretty much kill everything before you can really see like what's happening because of my level. But these guys are really tanky. They hit me pretty hard. So let's. All right. So there's a Northern Lights spear. All right. So I did pull both of them, unfortunately. So I'm probably gonna die here. But that's okay. If I die, if he dies, he dies. Oh, did I get him? No, I didn't get him. All right. That's okay. That's okay. We'll just try again. We're right here anyway. But as you can see, but as you can see, I use this move and it transformed these two, and then I use this move, you know, transform these two, use this move, trimmer, strategy, and obstacle. We'll just call them that because they're all staff strength. So that's kind of like the gist of it. The amount of damage that I was doing between Dragon Tooth Skill and Northern Light Spear is pretty crazy. So I'll hover over some tooltips real quick. So this is a pull move right here, which is really neat because you can see the range and stuff. So you know exactly where you need to stand. So this is a pull move. This is like kind of like a super strong move. This move they have to be controllable, so you have to be able to CC them, but you basically grab them and then you spin them around and you slam them on the ground. It does a ridiculous amount of damage. We'll try to kill this guy. Try to kill this guy again, but I mostly just wanted to kind of go over some of the abilities of Spearmaster and like how I think you're supposed to use them. But all of these moves, like, they actually CC, so there's no like set in stone thing you have to do. Like, this one will stun them, make them dizzy. This one knocks them on the ground. This one knocks them in the air. But let's try to. All right. Okay, got him. All right, just him. Man, this guy's really easy when he's by himself. Respect the content, respect the content, respect the content. Alright, now, if you notice at the end there, you see how long it took me to do that last itty bitty percent? It was because I didn't have any buffs up. Like, these moves weren't buffed, so I was just literally auto-attacking him. That was it. So the damage difference between, activating your Northern Light Spear and just using Dragon Tooth skill is ridiculous. Like, it's crazy. So that's what I mean, like, when it's that's what I meant when I mean like it's punishing. Because if you were to use one of your staff move, like your staff strength moves, and transform these, and then you accidentally hit your finisher instead of the burst first, then you lose that burst. So you lose a massive amount of damage. Like, if you look in the stats here, like, look at this. Northern Lights Flame Spear is like the hardest hitting ability. These abilities hit really hard too, but this is the most commonly used, most hardest hitting. Well, all right, correction. Overall, it's the hardest hitting ability. It's not the actual like single hit hardest hitting, but overall it's your highest damage, or at least from what I can tell. So like some of this stuff, like yeah, just these are just different abilities, and this is why like doing your Northern Light Spear, transforming this as much as possible is like just so important. Now I have messed around a little bit on Berserker, and Berserker is it's kind of similar, but well, we'll just call it like a gimmick. So this job's gimmick is, you use these two, you transform these moves. Well, Berserker's gimmick is phantoms and charge, from what I've gathered so far. So let's how long? Oh, this drives me crazy, man. Look at this. Like look at my Alt 4. Okay, so why would you put a grayed out background, but you might not be able to tell, but there's actually a timer ticking down there. Okay, we got 41 seconds on this. All right, let's just go ahead and pull. We don't need that. That's just a DPS buff anyway. All right, so I'm gonna pull this guy to me. I'm gonna pull this guy to me using through the mountains, and then I'm gonna use raid, which is a DPS ability. I normally start off using this because it lasts 30 seconds, so I can get my entire burst window and I can get my entire opener basically. So we will. Alright, I tried to interrupt him. Okay, so now he's in the air. Alright, so I tried to interrupt him, but it didn't work. Okay, now he's on the ground. I'm going to try to get him, try to yoink him. Alright, spinning him. I'm going to slam him on the ground. Boom. Ooh. Respect the content. Alright, now look how look how much damage this move is doing. Okay, it's doing 124 per hit. And these are doing, like, look at all that. Look at that, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, yeah. So, when I was doing like 124 per hit, it was literally just Dragon Tooth. And then when I started doing like way more damage, that was because I used Staff Strength, and then it turned this into Northern Light Spear. So, basically, that's the gist of it. And I think it's really fun. I think it's really really cool. Now, again, this is just my initial impression, my first look. There is a lot of stuff that I have no idea about. Like I said, man, the translation's really rough, and I've just been having to try my best to use as many context clues as I can and try to, like, you know, like for this ability. So for this is Staff Strength, overcome. What is that? Yeah, overcome obstacle. Okay, so the cooldown's 29 seconds for this, but like, let's see. Where was that ability? Okay, so this reduces the cooldown of Spear Violence. Okay, so when I switch to this, the cooldown now is let's see, which one was it? Well, see, yeah, I don't even know. I thought for a second that it was this one, but I guess it's not. But basically, what I'm trying to get at is there's no move called Spear Violence. Like, there's no move called Spear Violence. So sometimes, like on certain abilities, it's really hard to. Yeah, it's just. Oh, I think I found it actually. Okay, so staff. Okay, so strategy and trimmer. Okay, all right, look. So it says the cooldown for Spear Violence, Mountain Shaking is reduced by 30%, and Spear Violent Crush. So Mountain Shaking and Crush Mountains. Okay, so this cooldown is 25 seconds, and this cooldown is 29 seconds. So when I switch off this 17 and 20 will go back up. So 24, so 17 to 24 and 20 to 29. So that's what I mean. Like it's been a challenge. Okay, it's been a challenge, but you know, we're trying our best. So that's why I'm not taking what I'm doing is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm just kind of guessing here because yeah, it's a little rough, but I'm pretty sure that this is the gist of it. If it's not, it's close. I think at least I'm close to what I need to do. So there's one more guy here. I don't think I can kill this rat beefcake. I don't think I can kill him. But this guy, we'll try to pull this guy again. Let's see here. I'm a big fan of this move. I love this move, Unshakable City. It's 70% damage reduction. That's crazy on a 45-second cooldown. All right, so this is what's this timer? 23 seconds. Okay. So basically, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna buff up. I'm gonna yank him. This actually puts a bleed. I spec'd a bleed into this, which is pretty cool, man. Let's see here. Yeah, so the names for this are crazy. Turning Back at the Summit. Okay, so performing Mountain Storm interrupts the charge forward. Okay, so this move is called through the or through mountain something. Okay, so but you know, like I said, it's Mountain Storm. Okay, so performing Mountain Storm interrupts the charge forward. The flying spear deals 1 stack of heavy bleeding to the target on the path. Heavy bleeding causes an increase of 3 seconds, and the effect duration is reduced by 20%. You additionally regenerate 20 rage. So basically, more or less, this move has a bleeding. So when I throw the spear, it pulls him towards me and it puts on a bleeding, and it's pretty cool because you can spec into this. You don't have to. You can change other stuff too. Like this move is, for instance, this move is actually another CC, another you break CC, and then this move, War Cry, gives the target armor breaking effect. Okay, I don't know what War Cry is, so I didn't pick it. I just chose this one. I just chose that one. All right, so 20, 24. Okay, whatever. We're just gonna pull. We're just gonna pull. All right, so I'm gonna buff up. Alright, so I stunned him out of that. Alright. So not too bad. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, the game's really fun. Combat's really fun. Like I said, this is a multiplayer dungeon. I just came in here because I knew I could kill those guys. And I wanted to kind of show off, you know, I want to kind of showcase a little bit of the rotation. At least what I think that you need to do for this job. But it's been really fun, and I'm really enjoying the game. I just really hope that these dungeons, so all these dungeons have a normal, they have, okay, well most of the dungeons have a story mode. So there's three dungeons with a story mode, two dungeons with just a normal, like basically max level dungeons, and this is one of them, and there's one other. I haven't done the other one yet. I haven't really got to it. When you hit max level, you get access to more quests and stuff. And this, I just happened to run into this, and I wanted to come in here because these guys are really tanky, and I can do the entire rotation. And I can try to transform my moves as much as I can. But anyway, man, that's kind of what I gathered so far. It's been, you know, like I said, it's been pretty fun, and I really enjoy Spearmaster. It's been a lot of fun. I really like all the pull moves and the gap closers and stuff, and I'm looking forward to playing more in the beta. I can't wait to actually do, like, you know, really difficult group content. It should be really fun. But anyway, that's it for this. I just kind of want to talk about my initial impressions on Spearmaster, kind of get a first look. But thank you guys a lot for watching, and yo, I'll see you later. Peace.